Like and subscribe to get more content of your favorite subreddit. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he messed up my childhood too? This is gonna take a buttload of explaining, so just bear with me while I try to give you the short version. I, 23F, was basically brought up by my brother Lev, 31. He was always the one who took care of me, made sure I was safe, fed, and happy. My mom left us when I was 3 years old to escape my narcissistic, abusive, pathetic excuse of a father. Lev's stepdad. Then, 6 years later, my dad finally drinks and smokes enough to die of a stroke. Lev fights for custody of me, wins, and we move into a small apartment together. At this point he's 18 and I'm 10. And Lev continues taking good care of me until things go to shit. He starts drinking, loses his job, some bad things happen and I get taken away and put into a home. Lev and I stay in contact until I'm 14, when I find out that he's been in contact with our mom ever since she left. And nobody wanted to tell me because I was too young to understand. I'm furious and cut contact with him. Both he and my mom try to contact me several times, but I refuse to talk to them. I decided to contact him again when I was 19. And we've been fixing our relationship ever since. He's stopped drinking, has a lovely wife and a baby on the way. I've been talking to my mom as well, and we're also in the process of fixing our relationship with a lot of therapy. I'm deeply grateful for everything Lev has done for me. I know how much he had on his shoulders back then, being so young himself and trying to raise me. Despite everything, he's truly my best friend. On the other side, I can't deny how much everything that happened fucked me up. I'm still healing deep scars from my traumatic childhood. The other day, Lev and I were talking on Skype about my dad and a couple other things that happened. He basically says, that asshole really ruined both our lives completely. Everything was his fault. I wanted to agree with him. But, like I said, I feel that some things were his fault as well. I must have had a weird look on my face. Because he asks, what? Quote. And I tell him, well, Dad really was an ass and he did some awful things. But some of the stuff you did really fucked up my childhood too. His face goes blank and he stops talking. After a few seconds he says, I tried my best. You know, it wasn't easy for me either. I tell him quickly that I know that. And I'll never forget everything he did for me. He says, but you still think I fucked up your childhood? And before I can answer he hangs up the call. He hasn't answered any of my messages or calls. I don't know if what I said was over the line. But I feel like I need to speak my truth as well. Am I the asshole? Edit. Because so many people raise this point. I blame my parents way more than anyone else in this situation. Also, this truly wasn't about blaming anyone. It was simply a comment I intended to make in a conversation. A stupid, insensitive and unnecessary comment. And not one made to blame my brother for what happened. Edit 2. I just want to say thank you to you people who took the time to comment your constructive thoughts and criticisms. I wasn't expecting this much thoughtfulness or insight. And I appreciate the perspective most of you have had to offer. I'm really touched. A lot of people mention therapy. All of us. Lev, my mom and I are in therapy. We have separate therapists, but Lev and I go to the same office. I have a session once a month with Lev, and a session once every 3 months with my mom. He has the same. I called Lev an hour ago, and now I'm at his place. I apologized to him, told him I know how much he sacrificed for me to have a better life, and that I see his pain and how much he struggled. He told me he understands my feelings too. He understands what he put me through. That I came into contact with a lot of things that no child should ever have to see because of certain choices. He intends to work on himself. For the sake of our relationship and for his child. He obviously doesn't want history to repeat itself. I'm thinking of planning a surprise weekend trip with him to a mountain range close to where we live. We used to go rock climbing there and it's a happy place for both of us. I want to have a good time with him there. And maybe take the time to talk about a few things. Mostly I just want to show him how sorry I am and how much I appreciate him. Thanks again to those who commented. You are lovely, intelligent people and you really help me a lot. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get more content of your favorite subreddit.